I mentioned that Chris Reed had done well for England. He's only a young fella, nervous as you like, but he struck the ball well. Another glorious day in Cape Town, where today, for the first time in the Triangular Series, England play Zimbabwe. Yes, hello, welcome to the highlights of this fourth match in the tournament that's taking place all around South Africa in a three-week period, culminating in the final on February the 12th at Johannesburg. England are playing Zimbabwe for the first time today on the back of a very, very tight match here in Cape Town the other evening against the South Africans. They went down by just one run. Nasser Hussain made some interesting points afterwards. He thought one or two of the youngsters had done particularly well, and he signalled out Chris Reed, whose big hitting so nearly saw England home. A quick reference to the table shows South Africa with 2 wins out of 3 games, England with 1 out of 2, Zimbabwe yet to get in the scoring chart, and they have an opportunity here today because they have won the toss. Their captain Andy Flower chose to bat first. No great surprise there. Let's have a look at the two teams. The Zimbabweans first. They've made just one change. The quick bowler Henry OLONGA is in the side instead of Gary Brent. No surprise there. They like to have OLONGA in the side at every opportunity. And England, they're unchanged. No great surprise there either. Mark Lane bowled very steadily, and he retains his place. We'll pick up play now. Right at the start of the action, the Zimbabwe openers are at the crease.
Smash through extra cover for 4. Great shot from Johnson.
He really climbed into that one, was given a little width, hit it straight over the man at short extra cover, and with tremendous power. Super shot, Neil Johnson.
Inside edge, he does that often. That'll be 4 more. He doesn't do it on purpose, of course, but that's not the first time that I've seen Neil Johnson get the ball past the leg stump off the inside edge.
He does look to make contact with the ball very early on. A bit lucky there, but fine enough to beat the man at fine leg. And Zimbabwe are off to a very good start in this first over. 2 boundaries already.
Struck away. As soon as you give Johnson width, he hurts you.
He doesn't weigh too much, Robin. It's up there, it's there to be hit. And Johnson does exactly that. Well placed, no chance for the man at cover. 4 runs.
Maiden so far. Down the wicket goes Flower. Didn't want to be tied down for the whole of the over. Bit of a chip shot. He's going to get 3 for it. If he gets in, which he has. Pulled away over mid-wicket. That's a good shot from Johnson. That should run away for 4, though the ball... No, it's not going to. This outfield has stopped. The ball stopped completely, about 4 inches from the rope. And really, the last 10 metres or so of this outfield are desperately slow.
I wonder what the actual reason for that is, Robin, because we haven't had much rain or anything like that. The grass isn't that thick out there, but I have a feeling it's the actual soil underneath it that's preventing the ball from reaching the ropes.
That's backward a square, certainly 2. We can guarantee that, but will the ball stop? No, it won't this time. 4. Desperate dive from Solanke at the end.
And we were all fooled by this, expecting the ball to slow down very quickly as it approached the boundary, but didn't.
That's a beautiful stroke from Grant Flower, backward a square. Once again, the outfield might stop it going for 4. It does, by the looks of things. So 3 more to him, 3 more to Zimbabwe.
Oh, he swung that away. Neil Johnson down to the deep square boundary. That will go over the rope. Terrific shot. 54 for no wicket.
It's a very good shot because he's taken it from roundabout off stump and hit it to the boundary where there is no fielder.
Well, that's in the air. Now, is there someone underneath it? Yes. Oh, and Hick holds onto it at the second attempt. Very, very difficult catch into the sun. Went very high. But Graham Hick ends the innings of Grant Flower. And Zimbabwe lose their first wicket at 56. Could be close at the keeper's end, and that should be out. He's out. He hasn't even bothered to confirm. And Alistair Campbell is gone, and David Richardson was making the point. The run-outs are costly. Zimbabwe have done it again.
I just don't believe it. Surely it can't be a case of revenge. And this is excellent fielding from Elaine. Sizing up the situation, number one, that Campbell had to go back into his crease first and choosing the right end from the start. And of course, the direct hit, just giving the extra half a yard or so.
Oh.
Elam starting to get a bit of swing. And Murray Goodwin, he did well to reach that. Hit it uppishly. Knight diving to his right. I'm sure this was a chance. Yes, it was.
Oh, this is again in the air as it's turned firmly away on the onside by Murray Goodwin. That's twice that has happened and just eluded a diving leg gully in Mark Elam. Over the top he goes, and he doesn't have to move from the crease. That's 4 runs. Oh, no, no, it's more. Add 2 to that.
Cracking stroke. Look at the firm base. Bang, lovely balance. That really is good batting. Geez, good player, this fellow.
And that'll be good enough to take Johnson to his 50.
That's a super knock.
Oh, one-handed sweep past the short fine leg.
That's well played. It probably would have been a wide in any event, but he did well to get bat on that. Had nothing to lose, I suppose.
That's up in the air and will be out. Unnecessary shot, really. Murray Goodwin's played the ball down to long on so well off Hick. Suddenly looks to improvise, premeditated, and it was his downfall.
It looked like a pretty simple decision for Ian Hull, the umpire, off the top edge, onto the arm perhaps, shoulder, and then popping up for the keeper. As keeper, you always like to take a catch of the spinner, and thank goodness the scorebook doesn't show exactly how easy it was.
So Goodwin then out for 21 off 46 deliveries, caught Reed bowled Hick, and Zimbabwe lose their third wicket on Nelson, 1-1-1. Good shot. Excellent shot from Flower.
Not much turn for Hick, and Hick allowing Flower a little room outside that off stump. So he's got the room to play the shot. Always a little bit of risk when the bowler is pitching it round about those rough patches there. But fortune favours the brave, and that is a great shot.
And the first boundary fall for 17 overs. Well, what's going on? It's all sorts of stuff here. Andy Flower's come out here and is playing shots of all different natures. 4 more.
Well, it's a slow outfield, but he's hit this reverse sweep pretty powerfully. He's certainly timed it well. That's the first shot, the extra cover drive over the top, and then the reverse sweep, not an easy shot to master.
That's wonderful running. Excellent running. It's being referred by umpire Ian Howell, but I think everyone's pretty confident that Neil Johnson is in.
As the England fielders applaud the fielding. Johnson just 6 inches or so in.
Zimbabwe has a combined total of 776 one-day international caps compared to England's 339. This is very much a New England squad for this one-day triangular competition. So the Zimbabweans vastly more experienced. And Johnson is one of them, and he goes over the top. One bounce, 4 runs. Very good shot. Powerful man, and he picks it up so cleanly.
How often have we seen Neil Johnson do that? He's been again given that width in the arc, just short of a length, and he's prepared to go over the top. Very good shot. One bounce and over the ropes.
He does it so effortlessly. This is again in the air. This time he's a bit lucky. It was just over the cover's head. The man inside the circle. So a little bit fortunate there. Straight up. This might be out. Solanke is getting underneath it. He's got it. There were moments of hesitation there. He came forward, then stopped, came forward again, stopped. But eventually he held his cool, kept his eye on the ball, took the catch, and Andy Flower is the man out.
So we've seen 2 excellent catches today. The first one, Graham Hick, and this one, Vikram Solanke calls, gets under it nicely, and very safe pair of hands. So Zimbabwe lose their 4th wicket now, 151 as the skipper leaves the field for 20.
Again, the slower one. Oh, and I think he might have been out if that had hit. He'd gone very, very quickly, had Carlisle for the run. He'd gone quite a long way up the pitch before he was sent back by Johnson. Johnson not knowing where it had gone for a moment. You see, Carlisle was scampering, and he had to turn, and there's no doubt he would have been out by a mile if Hussain had hit.
Hussain backs up what he has to say with what he does.
He has been absolutely superb in every aspect of his game on this tour. What a great example, just leaping away to his left. Whoopsie, catch the bat or the ball. The ball will do, and out goes Stuart Carlisle in somewhat bizarre circumstances. And Darren Gough has picked up another wicket in this series. 163 for 5. Carlisle goes for 2.
Slower ball. Carlisle into the shot early. Bat flies out of the hands. Sweaty palms. And a simple catch for Elaine. And it's a pretty big wicket, that, when one thinks about it, because that just gets England closer and closer to the Zimbabwe tail. Carlisle out for 2. Caught a lane bowl, Gough, and Zimbabwe now 163 for 5.
Might be out here. He played right across the line of that one. Umpire Howell says no.
My first impression that was pitching outside the leg stump. I think it was Ian Howell's impression as well.
This is a good blow. Very good hit indeed by Guy Whittle. Guy Whittle has been in pretty good form for Zimbabwe through troubled times for them in the last few months, and he's the one guy that has stood out and batted very well.
And for the first time in this spell, White just getting the length wrong.
This is swung away, up, and caught. Johnson does not make his 100. He's caught on the boundary by Hick. A good catch at backward square leg there by Hick. His second good catch of the match, and disappointment for Neil Johnson as he goes just short of his 100.
Neil Johnson trying to hit the boundary over the longest part of Newlands, very long boundary, and Hick takes a brilliantly judged catch above his head. Hit that very well, in fact. It's a long way out there, and Johnson's gone for 97. Very nice innings. He'll be disappointed he didn't get his 5th century, and Zimbabwe 181 for 6.
It's well struck by Heath Streak. First ball he receives, he puts it away very nicely indeed. There's a sweeper out there, but he'd come a little bit straighter for Streak, and he opened the face nicely as he made contact there, and he got it away just backward a square for 4.
Beautiful shot, gets his weight into the ball, into the shot, and hits it with great power. On this slow outfield to beat the sweeper, that's no mean feat.
And this has been picked up well. Can Hick pull off another splendid catch? No, not this time. It's 4 runs.
Well, Hick probably looking into the sun for most of the time. He was in from the boundary, so this was very well hit. At all times it looked as if it was going to go over Hick's head. He just couldn't get back far enough, still landing a meter or so inside the fence. That's very well hit.
This is well hit to mid-wicket. Oh, he's got to hurry, and he slides in. Adams, the fielder, having a shy, but missing.
Good work by Nasser Hussain backing up. And to move pretty smartly. Well, it was worth the throw.
That's a mighty hit. That's just what was needed. I think that might be maximum.
It's a good shot from Heath Streak. You see him going back at least a foot or so inside the crease and back towards off stump.
Ooh, 4. Oh, well, he had to try something. Can't really blame Streak in any way, giving himself room there, trying to hit inside out, and he missed it, but White didn't.
It's good bowling from White. If you miss, I hit. But Streak giving himself just a fraction too much room, and in the end battling to reach it. But he'd hit the ball well in his innings. This is a short innings, but a very important one. 18 of just 13 balls.
211 for 7 in the end then, Zimbabwe. They got off to a flying start with Grant Flower and Neil Johnson playing well. Johnson went on to get an excellent 97. He hammered his bat into the ground when he was caught on the boundary. A wonderful running take by Graham Hick. Down the list, people chipping in, but no one really making good. And I think England will be delighted to have fought back in the way that they did. The bowlers did a good job towards the end of the innings, particularly with their Yorkers and the slower balls. Darren Gough, a wicket. Caddick, Elam, Elaine, Hick and White all picking up a wicket as well. And everybody essentially pretty tidy. 212 then for England to win this triangular tournament match out here in Cape Town. We'll be back with you in a moment or so to see how they do. Welcome back to Newlands in Cape Town, one of the prettiest cricketing grounds in the world. We're here for the day-night match between England and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, who batted first, made 211 for 7. England need 212 to win it at a rate of just over 4 and over. And we're going to pick it up now with the openers, Nick Knight and Nasser Hussain at the wicket.
Longa's insistent that it might have been LBW. Umpire Mitchley walks away early, so just 1 run from it. And it wasn't from the bat either, it was a wide. Peel for LBW, this is close, in fact it's out. And that's a tremendous breakthrough for Henry Olonga. The in-form Nick Knight goes. LBW to Henry Olonga. And Knight out for 5.
No question about this one. He gets right across, right in front of the stumps. The ball holds its line, hitting middle end leg. No question, that was out.
Absolutely, that's as plumb as they come. That's a tremendous delivery by OLONGA, because he got it to, he'd just gone across him, remember, and beaten him, and now he got one to straighten up on him and found him in front and toppling over. Great bit of bowling by OLONGA, night out for 5 and England 11 for 1. He's caught, I think. Yes, he is indeed. We could clearly hear the nick on the way through to Andy Flower, and Graham Hick has gone second ball for a duck.
Tremendous breakthrough here for Zimbabwe. Definitely a nick. Graham Hick was very disappointed as he went off, and no question that he was out. Easy catch for Andy Flower at the back. But what a tremendous blow for Zimbabwe.
This is a beautiful shot. He got his weight up nicely through mid-wicket. Again, the slow outfield will deny him 4 runs, but they'll be able to get 3. Wonderful fielding too, mind you. Past the second slip. And Whittle does... Oh, has he lost it? No, he hasn't. Pounced on it again. Wonderful stuff and a good throw.
Tremendous effort from Guy Whittle on the boundary.
Crowd enjoying that on the big electronic screen and giving him another round of applause.
Well, he saw that one well enough, did Vikram Solanki, too short from Heath Street, and thrashed through mid-wicket.
Length so important on this wicket. Easy paced. If you get too short, you're going to be punished.
Whoopsie, the appeal from OLONGA at least. Not from the keeper or anyone else, really.
Well, the keeper was never interested at all.
It's away. And very well stopped. Sure. Well, that is the shot of the day, I would reckon, so far.
That is a great shot. It's so wide.
Oopsie, well bowled.
Very good length. Solanki always in 2 minds whether to be playing at that or not.
Oh, he's out, caught it backward point. Well, he flashed and Goodwin's taken the catch.
He hit it hard enough. Excellent catch from Barry Goodwin. Always more difficult when you've got to take the ball above shoulder height with the fingers pointing upwards. And he's done well to make sure that it didn't sneak through. Solanki chasing a wide one. Brilliant catch. In fact, higher than I even first thought. Barry Goodwin, a great effort. Solanki chasing a wide one. The extra swing from OLONGA causing the batsman to hit it in the air. And England tottering at 37 for 3.
That's away for 4. Can't afford to drop short.
Well, one of his best shots, Hussain, really does play the hook very well. And that wasn't that short, I don't think. He just helps it on its way.
Oh, he bowled him! Absolutely amazing. Hussain can't believe it. OLONGA couldn't believe it for a while. But the England captain has been bowled. And Henry OLONGA has ripped the heart out of this top order in sensational fashion.
Well, could OLONGA believe his luck? There was the noise of the ball hitting the stump. Probably didn't see the bail fall. A lovely in-swinging Yorker. And he swung the ball both ways, which has made it so difficult for the batsman. Hussain, well, one of England's best batsman.
Edged and caught. Second slip. And Henry OLONGA has got 5, would you believe it?
Well, he's bowled well enough to get 5. That's a cracker. Pitches on, makes Adams play, it bounces a bit more than some of the others, and moves. Top draw, and a big problem for Adams, as he just probably pushed it away from his body a little bit. He's been caught a few times in the slip region during this trip. Neil Johnson enjoys it nearly as much as Henry OLONGA. Magic stuff from the Zimbabweans.
Caught. Another one goes. Wicketkeeper Andy Flower does the job this time, and this time it's John Rennie who breaks the sequence and gets in on the act, and Mark Lane is out, and England are 6 down for 47.
There's a bit of juice and a bit of spite as well here. Juice from the pitch, spite from the bowler. There's extra bounce from Rennie and does Mark Lane, but it's another pretty indifferent stroke. Just a little push outside the off stump, and really at this stage you just got to consolidate and try to get in and rebuild and start the whole thing again. Flower moves beautifully to his right side to take the catch. Lane has gone for 4, England 47 for 6 in deep mire.
Nicely played off the back foot, and there'll be a couple.
And that brings up England's 50.
But from 114 balls. Lovely shot. This will go for 4.
Beautiful footwork from Craig White.
It's a good shot that's beaten mid-off. Hauled in by Heath Streak. It's got past square leg and should, no, it'll slow up. I was about to say should run for 4, but once again that slow outfield. Oh, this is close. It's not close, it's out, says umpire Mitchley. Well, Elam turned comfortably for the 3rd, but a bullet throw from the boundary right over the top of the stumps allows Cyril Mitchley to give the decision without having to ask his colleague. Nicely played, backward of square. The ball slows up just before the rope, and have a look at this throw.
A tremendous effort here from Heath Streak. Rocketed in right above the bells, and there was no question to even call for the 3rd umpire. He was well out.
In the air and just past a diving Flower.
Andy Flower was outstretched. He did get glove to it.
Out, cornered wicket. The collapse continues. Craig White, the man to go. And that surely is that.
Craig White trying to go over the infield. Didn't make good contact at all. Hit across the ball in the end. And a nice outstretched Alex de Campbell makes sure of the catch.
That's a good stroke. Very well timed.
Chris Reid has played quite nicely in both innings he's had at Newlands the other night. He almost pulled the game out of the 5 for England.
Beautifully hit. He can play because he's a good timer of the ball. A lot of natural cricket in him.
This one's high up in the air. Here's a man underneath it, and he's gone. Stuart Carlisle, the catcher. Darren Goff just not quite getting enough on it, a bit of a top edge. And he's gone for 3. Well played, 3.
If there be such a thing, I suppose. I suppose there does.
Nice high catch, comfortably taken in the end. Hands in a very good position, just in front of the eyes.
Stuart Carlisle bowled Andy Whittle.
Well, that's beautifully bowled. Nice and full, pitching, turning. Very difficult for the keeper. The ball disappears between the bat and the pad. And that's turned and bounced over leg stump.
It's a good shot. It's an excellent shot from Chris Reed.
Well, he just gets up to his full height when he drives. Unusual. Doesn't get the front foot that far down the wicket.
That brings up England's
Just a small pace, and then he stands up high and hits it on the up. And uses his wrist to really accelerate the ball.
That shot brought up England's 100. Up in the air, and it's all over. OLONGA takes 6. Zimbabwe have crushed England. All out 107. And a very, very early finish to this game. National hero, Henry OLONGA.
He can keep that stump, but it'll do him proud. He's now registered the best figures, the best bowling figures that is for Zimbabwe ever. Safe hands, Guy Whittle. OLONGA celebrates, and Zimbabwe continue their tremendous form against England, registering their 6th victory in just 8 outings against England.
Oh dear, all out for 107. England destructed by a wonderful spell early in the piece from Henry OLONGA. Nobody getting going. It's not a card that deserves much attention. 23 down the bottom there for Chris Reed. But other than that, it's a story of a fast bowler who had a day to behold. Henry OLONGA, 8.2 overs, 3 maidens, 6 for 19. A wicket for John Rennie, 1 for Neil Johnson, and 1 for Andy Whittle as well. But it was a man of the match award, fait accompli situation as OLONGA was given it, and when it was all over, I managed to have a chat with him as well. Is this a match that Zimbabwe have planned carefully for? You know a fair bit about the England players and have a very good record against them. Did you go into it with confidence?
We haven't been playing well as a team, and I think tonight is the one night when everything seemed to gel, and we've had many team talks and we've studied our opposition meticulously before we play them. And it just so happens that this is the one night where we put everything together, and everything came together nicely. The batting was good. We could have got more runs, but in the end it was enough. And the bowling was exceptional. Probably too many extras as well. You know, we're still bowling a lot of extras, but I think that, yes, we didn't go into this match prepared any more than we would, say, if we were playing South Africa.
One thing that I always feel about Zimbabwe is that your fielders back up the bowlers superbly.
The fielding was good today. It was exceptional, and there were a lot of stops that, you know, as a bowler, when you see those kind of stops, it kind of gives you an extra spring in your step. The outfield was a bit heavy, so we knew that the close ring fielders could walk in quite quickly. So that helps a lot, and there was a lot of diving out there, which is inspiring. It's good to see.
All right, well, it's a joy to watch you bowl, and particularly, I have to say, to watch you smile.
When did I smile? After the wickets?
What a lovely man he is, and what a night he had here at Newlands. England were terrible, and afterwards Nasser Hussain had a word or two to say about it as well. Nasser, that must have been a nightmare for you.
Yeah, that was just not good enough, Mark. Pretty good deck. Obviously they had the better conditions again, and when it went dark it just swung around a little bit. But that happens every day in England, the ball swings around. And to be bowled out for 100 on a pretty good surface was just not good enough.
You're having a bit of a roller coaster ride as England captain. You must wake up in the morning and wondering what on earth's going to come next.
No, to be honest, I think in the last couple of weeks we've had some good weeks. We've played well at Centurion, we played well at Bloemfontein. I think we bowled and played pretty well the other night. To lose by 1 run, that happens in one-day cricket. But what we've got to get out of our system is performances like that today. You know, the batting lineup and the team we've got up there against this attack on a decent wicket. You know, 100's just not good enough. We've got to be better than that, and we've got to get, you know, performances like that out of our system.
Have you got any idea why Zimbabwe may prove to be such a problem to England? They've won 6 out of 8 encounters.
I think obviously away from home, conditions like this suit their cricket, but they've also got some very good cricketers and they stick together. They've got the same group of lads, they don't look outside it, they know each other's game, they work for each other, and we've got to learn from that. We've got to stick with people and we've got to learn from the energy that they had, the fielding, the diving, putting the balls in the right areas. You know, all credit to them the way they bowl, but I know that we've got talent and ability in that dressing room to come out strong on Sunday and prove that we are a better side.
I was going to say, are you reasonably confident about what Kimberley has to offer given England's record against Zimbabwe?
Yeah, I'm confident because I know that you know, the boys will be wounded tonight. I hope they're wounded. I hope they, you know, go to bed and think, well, that wasn't very good, and wake up tomorrow and try and put it right on Sunday, because that's the way to go. You know, we're playing for our country, and the only way to turn things around is by some real soul searching and working hard. We've put in some good performances, and South Africa, when we beat them by 9 wickets, came back at us here. Now we've lost by a whole heap of runs here. We've got to come back against Zimbabwe. It's simple as that. You know, another day at the office, and really work hard to come back, and that's the only way to go forward.
Well, I can't really add to the thoughts of the England captain there. His honesty has been worth listening to throughout this tour, which has had its highs and its lows, and today in Newlands it really was one of the lows. That's it really from Cape Town. England absolutely smashed by Zimbabwe. They meet each other again in Kimberley on Sunday. We'll have highlights for you at 12:10 at night. Join us if you can. For the moment, it's goodbye.